Hello, magical beings. How are you all? Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Sarah, and I'm very excited to share space with you. We've got a little Poochie Poo with us today because I am minding him for the week. So I'm feeling a lot of restless energy still in the collective. I can feel it in my body. My body feels like the snake today that's shedding the skin. Again, we're going through this shedding process and it's really quite uncomfortable deep in the body. I had a shower, put my makeup on, and I've literally kind of rubbed half of that off. I feel like I need another shower. There's something like these kind of overlays of energy, which feel like they just need to be constantly, consciously kind of swept clear. I've had so much coming through. It's like the multi-dimensional channel is very active. So there's a lot of different energies present. And I keep overwhelmingly getting this image and a song, and it's the final curtain, which is interesting because it's not I believe that was Frank Sinatra, the final curtain, but this is the Muppets. Like I've got Kermit the Frog singing that song, right? And it's giving me an image of, like, if you're not in the UK, some of the old theatres in the UK are tiny little places, right? I've got an image of a really old-fashioned theatre with all the red velvet seats, like in the old cinemas, a small stage with the curtain that closes, right? And I'm hearing the final curtain, and I'm feeling the energy of the encore. And this is when people had given a performance. It was the last performance in a series, and last night, and when people clap and they close the curtain, people are still clapping and they open the curtain. So it's like one final receiving the thanks and closing down the performance, the last performance. And I'm really receiving this energy of the encore, which is, it's like a celebration of that run of the show, right? And I'm getting this energy of performance parts and the multi-dimensional experience of watching ourselves in different parts, watching different parts of our life play out, having different parts of our consciousness stream all present at once. And then we are the I am observer. And it's this sense of a performance ending, a show ending. And it feels like some of you are watching these old parts, old performances play out in your life. And Spirit's directing me to this energy of, and now I can see the opposite. The energy of the encore contains like a celebration. It's like a marking of the end, and it has a light-hearted celebration energy. And I'm now being shown like the energy of awake. And again, if you're not in the UK, in the UK, awake is the gathering that people have after a funeral. And a lot of the time it's very solemn and sorrowful and people are upset. So I've got these like contrasting energies of the way in which we approach the ending of something. So we can either approach the ending of something, the last performance, with an honouring and a celebration of that, or we can be in the energy of mourning the past, mourning what is leaving. And I feel like the reason that this is being presented, like, what is the message here? But it's like a check-in as to a communication directly to that innermost being within yourself, the I am presence that's observing all these parts, observing the performance and the multidimensionality, and is able to choose how and with what energy to direct attention towards. There's an element in all endings, an essence or a recognition of something ending and feeling a bit like we're losing something, right? Spirit's asking us if we can tap into the part of us that recognizes that all endings are a new beginning, and that in the stage of your own life, the pieces that are playing out the last performance is because that show is finished, it's dead, it's gone. There's no more actors for it. They've moved on to another commission, right? The parts wish to play another role. They wish to move forward. It's like letting what has already been naturally die off. And we are in this massive process of death and rebirth. So the attention is our most valuable commodity, in the sense that our pure attention and where we choose to direct that is where our energy then flows. So what are we energizing with the attention? It's interesting as well that song, yes, it came through in a light-hearted way. It was the Kermit the Frog version, Final Curtain. But it's interesting now that that's coming back in, or I'm looking at that, because the energy of the frog. Now, some of you, it's coming to me now that some of you may be very called to sacred medicines. The energy of the frog medicine is very, very multi-dimensional, and it has a real ability to cleanse all bodies and fields. And in that sweep, in that cleanse, it's a great purger. And in the cleanse, we are left with a clarity. And in a clear space, we can choose where to direct, where is most organic and clear for us to direct our attention, what is really calling to be energized. Because when we are giving our attention to what's already been, we're simply recreating that reality energetically for ourselves to experience again and again and again and again. And at this time of closure, completion, where a lot of the old parts of ourself wish to close out, they're done, they're dead, they don't serve us anymore, and they don't serve us where we are shifting into, what we're being asked to open and expand into. So it's a call for us to step into the role that we truly have for ourselves of directing our own attention, directing our own ability to carve out the direction that we're going, rather than just bobbing around in the energy of where we have been. So this message really speaks to I just got a really weird feeling in my neck then. It speaks to the multidimensionality of our nature. And a lot of you may be experiencing this more and more, like your multidimensionality is coming online. You're able to perceive yourself in completely different ways. You're able to almost feel as if you are taking a back seat right at the back of that theatre and watching these different parts of your life, different memories, different aspects of your personality. Old desires, old reactions, new responses, all kind of vying for your attention. So it's a real invitation to direct that attention consciously and with awareness of what that is energizing and therefore growing and building. So really becoming like the master of our own ship, if you like. And this is a process, right? It's what's coming through now is this is something we are learning, and this really resonates for me as well. I am right here with you. I'm relearning how to be me based on a true version of myself, which is only just, the space for that is only just being created. A lot of us are only just now allowing the space for our truth to come through. We've had so many things in the way that we haven't allowed ourselves to do that. You know, a lot of this, we're not learning anything new, we're remembering. Everything that we already are is there, but it's been obscured. The memory's been taken away, the fog put in, the amnesia, the forgetting of who we truly are that already is there and already exists. It's just so many things, overlays have been put in the way, so many filters, so that we were not able to be who we truly are in any given moment. And that's what is coming online now. That's what's being asked of us, but we have to pull that out of ourselves. And in this in-between stage where we are the observer of all parts of us, we see the past very clearly and we're not there anymore, and we feel everywhere that we're moving into and true desires and true self and expression, but we're not quite there either. And the shift is coming when we get out of the comfort zone of being where we know who we are. Because in this in-between stage, in this shift, it's very tempting to stay with what's familiar as a comfort blanket, because things are changing anyway. We're evolving really quickly. We've spoken about the feelings in the body, the high frequency information that's coming in, and it can feel a bit overwhelming. It can feel a bit, freak us out a little bit. And then what do? Our human wants to cling to whatever is still there, that's familiar, that feels comforting, that we know who we are in that space. So that's natural, and we are going to oscillate there. But we're going to get to the point where we have to be really honest and transparent with ourselves. Are those familiar, old spaces, places, people, habits, thoughts, words, actions, are they truly serving us anymore? And the answer is no. They're not expanding us. They're not helping us into the next stage. And we're kind of clinging on a bit, and then we might make a movement forward, and then we kind of hold on a little bit more. And then it's this, almost feels like a tug of war, or a backwards and forwards. We're oscillating. And in that mindset, we can often get into that old linear way of being where we think we're waiting for something else to come in before we can do something. So if I just have that or feel like that, then I can be that. We've got to check this and flip it round, reframe, because it doesn't work like that. It's not have, do, be. If I have this, then I can do that, and then I'll be that. It's the opposite way around. And it's like I'm saying this to myself just as much as you, right? Because we are relearning, and repetition is key. So we are relearning how to be. And from there, when we can be in truth, in transparency, in surrender to what is, and share, express, live, be from that place, then everything that we do comes from there. It's a lot from that aligned place, and then everything that we have is a result of that. It mirrors that. That's the abundance that comes through naturally being. Now, I have witnessed this in my own life since I started to open up this channel in a different way, in that new way, in this experimental, can I just be beyond control, beyond my mind, and share from that, because that's what Spirit's asking me to do, and that's where my organic flow of medicine and connection is. But the human has a real problem with just being fluid, being transparent, without control, without contriving it, without organizing it, without planning it, without knowing what's going to be said or what we're doing here, or feeling like I need to show up a certain way or prove myself, like I'm going through quite a lot. I'm dismantling all of that in real time just by allowing myself to jump on every day. I mean, these videos might not get posted every day because sometimes YouTube messes with me and takes 2 or 3 days to post a 20-minute video, right? But I am recording something and showing up every day, regardless of how I look, regardless of how I feel, what sort of day I've had, whether it makes any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me. None of this does. And I'm starting to realise that that's exactly where we're meant to be. None of this makes any sense. Our wildest desires and dreams and how we wish to live do not make any sense. The higher frequencies, 5D and beyond, and the higher consciousness technology doesn't make any sense to the person that we've always been. So kind of feeling that, and that's uncomfortable in itself, right? And I'm being asked to step deeper into it, which even the thought of it is making me cringe a little bit. How do you step deeper into it? Well, there are still parts of me, like I'm fully conscious speaking to you. I'm not completely beyond my mind. Yes, my channel is open, and you can tell when the thick, deep channeling comes through. It comes through slightly differently. I have to go inward, and a lot of the time, yes, I'm closing my eyes because I receive the stream. I lose the thread sometimes if I open my eyes. I have to go deeper in, but there's still a deeper space. I can feel it. And I've also been shown that there is information that wishes to come through me, but it's making my human cringe. It's stuff that's been with me for quite a while, and it's stuff that is very deep in my own personal initiation journeys in life and in my healing, in my relationship and my work. And I might have touched on these subjects and kind of dipped my toe in, but I've still been looking for some type of validation. I've still been thinking, oh, that subject's not very popular, hardly anyone's looked at it. I've still been attached to what people think of it, how it's going to be received. And that tells me that I haven't fully stepped into this role yet. When we fully step into our true self, we are beyond the mind. We're living in a now moment, freedom and surrender, which is literally guided by our divine relationship and what feels good to us in the moment. It's beyond obligation. It's beyond planning. It's pure fluidity and heart awakened, heart centered expression and freedom. And a lot of us know that that's what we've come here to do or be. We've come here to be that and do everything that comes from that. And however that looks, whether that is sharing your voice or whatever creative talent that you have, just opening it and sharing it spontaneously in a different way, in a way that frightens you a bit, in a way that makes you feel vulnerable, in a new way that you've kind of thought, oh, how am I going to do that? These little nudges that we're getting to open in a new way, to be different, to be more, to share more, to speak more, to go to that subject or place that does make you cringe and makes you feel really vulnerable. That's where it's at. That's where the gold is at. And I am on this journey. That's what showing up here is doing. And there are many, many people already way down that path, showing the way for me, showing the way for all of us. So every time that we can step into a deeper embodiment of our own truth and our own expression, we are contributing to the expansion and not the contraction. We are contributing through our open heart and our courage to all that is new and yet to be seen on this earth. We are here to create the new. We are here to learn how to use our co-creational template so that we can stop perpetuating the energy and the patterns of the past and become the true new human who lives fluidly in the moment, connected to the divine and living the divine will to co-create heaven on this earth. But we can't do that unless we allow ourselves to be free in that way, to drop into each and every moment and get ourselves past the feeling of, no, I can't. The feeling of, what if? So, yeah. Many of you may resonate with that, and you may be, you will be being asked to do things in a different way in your life, to have different conversations, to be the person. We spoke about this in the Way Shower video, to show the way through your action, being uninhibited, unafraid. We must be unafraid, audacious, bold. That word keeps coming this week, audacious. We need to have more audacity to be ourselves. Audaciously, truly, true to self. And everything that comes from that place is the golden light of freedom and expansion, because it's truthful, it's present, it's honest, it's willing. And that is magic in itself. It's allowing movement of energy, the expression, your voice, your creativity, your heart frequency that wishes to come through in this world in whatever ways, however small or large, or what seems to be insignificant. Even just allowing yourself to be fully present in your day, in the optimism of the loyalty to the new. Yeah, instead of letting parts of our mind, the pollution's in the mind. The mind wants to stay at the wake because misery loves company. Okay, it wants to get drunk at the wake and have a fight, probably. At the end of the day, we have to choose what we're more loyal to within ourselves. And even if you've only got the tiniest little kernel, seed, that little tiny acorn of a vision or a sense or a heart awakened space within you, nurture it, energize it. It will grow, it will expand. So I'm sending you so much love today. Thank you for being here and allowing me to open my heart and open my channel. It means the world to me. And this space is an acorn of something much bigger. It's the start of a movement. It's the start of the wave that's building within me. Okay, which there's so much present in the vision. There's so much purpose. The why is so deep. And, you know, every time we allow ourselves to open our channel, to create a space, to go into the frequency of what it is that we truly desire when it's present in the moment, we're creating the foundations for the bigger vision, for the bigger dream, for the communities, the retreat spaces, all the ways in which our medicine can serve this world. They're all present as that little seed, that acorn within us, waiting to take root and grow. I love you so much. Until next time.